How's it going, everybody? This is Cameron White with White Light Astrology, giving you guys your new moon horoscope for Leo. This new moon is happening on October 8th, Monday at 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Do the math for wherever you live. This new moon's interesting for you guys. It's in your third house, and the third house is kind of an interesting place. The third house has a lot to do with not only, like siblings and, close people in your environment, but it has a lot to do with how you utilize the tools in your tool bag. The first house is, like your personality, yourself. The second house is what you have, what you possess, what you own. And the third house is really how you use it, how you go about using it. How do you bring that to the people that are, around you? And so with this new moon in Libra, we are looking at, hey, how can we really find some new balance? How can we really have a fresh kind of energy when it comes to doing things differently, really utilizing our, our truest potential? And there's a couple of interesting things with this. So where we have this new moon in Libra, where it's about, setting these new intentions, having fresh energy. It's in your third house of, what you're kind of doing. Maybe something's going on with your siblings if you have any, or maybe some kind of cool stuff is happening in your nearby environment, like your community or something like that. However, this new moon is going to be trining Mars, and Mars is now, direct and out of shadow. And Mars has been going through your seventh house, where relationships are kind of being torn up. Relationships are kind of like, you're starting to see the issues. You're starting to see where you need to disassociate yourself and start attaching yourself to bigger and better things. This new moon is kind of giving us the opportunity to really revalue kind of our sense of ability, our sense of how to, our sense of we can, in as far as working with people, as far as kind of giving us a new idea of not necessarily what relationships look like, but actually interacting with them. Now, this new moon is in Libra, so we have to look at Venus. Venus is now retrograde in Scorpio, and she's in your fourth house. So as Venus goes retrograde through your fourth house, the fourth house not only has to do with your home, your private life, your family life, your parents. It has a lot to do with where you center yourself and where you really ground your energy. And as Venus is in the fourth house, there's a lot of value being brought to, having us being centered, having us find a desire to really ground ourselves on that scorpionic energy. However, as she retrogrades, this is a big time to really look at what are we placing our value into as far as putting our, centering ourselves. We're not going to be able to really utilize our tool bag as much as we can unless we find ground, unless we find some type of center to stabilize ourselves. And Venus is going to be squaring Mars exactly, and it's still going to be in opposition to Uranus. Uranus has been in your guys' 10th house for a little bit now, so it's been kind of shaking up that whole public image, career realm a little bit. But as Venus retrogrades, this is a big time to, if you want to utilize that Uranus in Taurus, if you want to really have that groundbreaking thing, you have to find a certain desire, you have to find a certain emotion, and you have to really look through everything that you can and really do the searching that you need in order to find that grounding that you need. Having a Leo rising, or if you're a Leo sun and you're watching this, Scorpio ruling that fourth house, that angular house, really is about centering ourselves on that emotional desire, on those specific things that we could hold on to. And as Venus retrogrades, this is a big time to really look at what are we holding on to and what are we letting go of that's going to propel us forward. And this new moon in Libra is really just about, if we got to find ourselves being centered on something, we got to find the best way to do it. And it's going to require us working with people. It's going to require us kind of finding a new way to not necessarily attach ourselves so much to people, not necessarily disassociate completely, but having a healthy balance of, this is what I need to do, and this is how I need to go about it, and this is what I need to accomplish out of it. So as we have this new moon, the biggest advice I can give you guys is find the most win-win situation for you to work with other people, kind of have more connection in that seventh house realm of one-on-one relationships, but find something to center yourself on. In order to really utilize your tool bag, you gotta have to want it, you have to need it, you have to have that desire, that burning flame that Leos have. And this Venus retrograde in Scorpio is being highlighted with this new moon, and it's really telling you guys like, hey, where do you need to be grounded at? Where do you need to have, like, you got to focus on that and have that, you know, almost like primal desire feeling towards it. So as this new moon happens, again, the biggest thing I could say is really just look at how you can utilize yourself, how you can really pull out what can you pull out of your tool bag to really get yourself grounded on a desire and start moving forward in a better direction. So that's what I got for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, whatever it is that you do, and I'll be seeing you guys on the full moon.